Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm taking a closer look at the 2026 Scout 60 Classic, a motorcycle that blends heritage styling with modern performance. Whether you're a seasoned rider or just curious about what this bike offers, I'll walk you through what makes it special, where it shines, and where it might leave you wanting more. Let's start with what powers this machine. The Scout 60 Classic is built around a liquid-cooled 999 cubic centimeters Speed Plus V-twin engine, a 60 degrees V-twin layout that Indian has freshly developed for the 60 line. The engine is tuned to deliver around 85 horsepower and about 65 lb-ft of torque, i.e. 65 ft-lb. Solid numbers in this class. That gives you a resilient mid-range, which is important for a cruiser-style bike where you don't always want to be high in the revs. Shifting is handled through a 5-speed transmission with a wet multi-plate clutch and belt final drive. It's not a super high gear count, but for what this bike is trying to do, comfortable, relaxed cruising with style, it's sufficient. On the road, the Scout 60 Classic surprises you by being more nimble than you might expect. Because the bike is relatively light in its class, the as-shipped weight is claimed at about 531 pounds in some variants. Note, variants differ slightly. It doesn't feel like a tank. The power delivery is smooth and usable even down low, which makes it friendlier for urban riding or when you just want to enjoy a scenic road rather than push for top speed. The suspension setup is fairly straightforward. Telescopic front forks and dual rear shocks. The travel is moderate. It's not a sport bike setup, but it offers a comfortable ride for everyday cruising. Braking is via single discs front and rear, 298mm rotors, which is typical for this class. For many riders, that's enough, though if you ride aggressively or with a pillion, you'll want to pay attention to brake feel and fade under load. One more performance-related note. In its higher trim, Limited, the bike offers ride modes, traction control, cruise control, and USB charging. If you go with standard trim, you still get ABS and LED lighting as standard, so you can choose whether you want those extra aids. Now, for many viewers, the design is what will sell the Scout 60 Classic first. It leans heavily into heritage cruiser styling. You get flared, sweeping fenders that echo classic Indian motorcycle lines. Generous chrome accents on the exhaust, engine covers, and trim elements give it that premium look. The cast 16-inch wheels in black finish are styled to match the classic aesthetic. The ergonomics are relaxed. Mid-controls, foot pegs toward the middle, and a low seat height, approximate 25.7 inches, help it feel accessible for a wide range of riders. The analog gauge with fuel level indicator gives a nod to old-school bikes, while modern elements like LED headlight and modern hand controls keep things contemporary. So visually, it's a classic-made modern package. It looks like a bike from the golden era, but with up-to-date underpinnings. What are some of the unique selling points of this bike? Things that set it apart or give it an edge. First, that new Speed Plus 999 cubic centimeters motor is a core differentiator. Indian designed it to offer smoother, more usable power in a lighter package. Second, the flexibility between trims, standard versus limited, means you can pick whether you need the tech extras, traction control, cruise, ride modes, or prefer simplicity. Third, the heritage styling is not just for show. Indian has leaned into identity. Buyers who care about brand legacy, visual appeal, and that emotional connection to vintage bikes will find a lot to like. Fourth, its low seat height and approachable weight make it more user-friendly than many larger cruisers, which can be intimidating at low speeds or for newer riders. That said, it's not without compromises. Because it uses a 5-speed gearbox, you might find highway cruising at very high speeds is not as relaxed, some engine revving, compared to bikes with more gears. And the suspension, while fine for most roads, won't absorb everything. On rough patches, you'll feel the bumps. Also, aggressive riders may want more braking power or more tuning potential. To summarize, the 2026 Scout 60 Classic is a strong contender if you're looking for a cruiser that balances style, usability, and modern performance. It's not trying to be a sport bike or a hardcore tourer. It's more about day-to-day enjoyment, presence, and personality. Its new engine, accessible ergonomics, and classic looks make it appealing for both enthusiasts and riders who want a dependable, character-filled machine. If I were to recommend it, I'd say go for the limited trim if you value the extra tech. Try a test ride to see how the gearbox and brakes feel at your preferred speeds. And most importantly, enjoy the ride. This isn't a spec war bike. It's one you'll live with, see every day, and get smiles from. Let me know if you want a breakdown of riding modes, real-world mileage, or comparison to rivals.